Hi class, this video is intended to help you write CAP 1. My first bit of advice is if you have not listened to the help with CAP papers, the general sort of help, please go and watch that video. It's under content and then the syllabus orientation link, and you'll see help with CAP papers generally. This is just intended to look at CAP 1. The topic is do you think all moral knowledge is learned from experience, from the family we're in and the culture we're in and the religion we are raised in? Is all moral knowledge learned that way, as the empiricist would argue, or are some moral principles, are some moral guidelines a priori, innate, written on our hearts? So you need to take a side, right? And you're going to make an argument one way or the other. Now, in these papers, you don't have a lot of time, so don't try to cover both sides. Just take your perspective, your argument, your angle, and focus the paper unpacking your perspective, right? That's what I'm looking for. So you don't have to try and weigh both of them and then make your case. Make the whole paper about your case, focused on your argument. A few mistakes that students make. The first mistake that students make is they assume rationalists think all morality is a priori. And that is not true. Most rationalists think a lot of morality is in fact learned from experience, right? It's clear that different cultures have different moral norms. And so experience plays a huge role in morality. But the rationalist argues there are some, and depending on what rationalist you talk to, there might be 2, 3, 5, 10 moral principles that are universal, that cut through every culture, that are innate, and that have been written on our hearts, so to speak, and that we can conjure through human rationality. So it's a mistake to think rationalists think all morality is a priori. Only a few principles would be a priori, therefore universal. The rest might be learned from experience. The empiricist, on the other hand, says all moral knowledge is learned from experience. There is no universal a priori moral principles. So that's the debate, and you have to take a stand there. Another mistake students make is when they think about a priori knowledge, they often think instinct. Knowledge and instinct are not the same. Right? So animals have instincts to survive, to find food, to procreate, to do all kinds of things, but it's not knowledge. They don't have, there's not awareness. When we talk about a priori knowledge, we're talking about awareness of these concepts, and in this paper's case, specifically regarding morality. It's important that you really narrow the scope. Don't try to do too much. Focus in, and there are various argument strategies available to you. Right? If you want to side with the empiricist, you might pick 1 or 2 common moral principles that seem to be universal, and then show how they're not universal at all, and in fact are most likely the product of experience. That might be one way of debunking it. Or another argument strategy might be, if I'm going to defend rationalism, I might want to show how there are moral principles that seem to cut through time, culture, religion. And if everything's the product of experience, why would we see such universals? So there are ways to go about it, and there are many other argument strategies available to you, but hopefully this gives you some help, helps you avoid some of the pitfalls. If you have any questions at all, please let me know, and I will see you guys online.